what's going on, everybody? I appreciate you watching. I hope y'all enjoy my video today. So it's been a few days since I posted my last video. Man, I won't say I've been real busy. I should have made time still, but it's been quite a bit of things I had going on. One of the biggest things was I had a bracket broken on my motor mount from an accident that I got into a while back. I just never fixed it. Well, I just put it off or whatever. So I finally got around to fixing it. So I ordered a part off of eBay. I was 100% positive it was the part that I needed, and I received it, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm finna go out to my pop's house. We gonna throw it on, and everything is gonna be everything. Well, I got there, I got the part, I got the me and Dad got the everything off that we need to take off, and we got the bracket off. Well, the new bracket was slightly different from the original, right? Man, I looked at that like it was critical that I needed to get this fixed, because for a second I was worried about my wheel coming off. It was something serious. So I was like, man, listen, this part is pretty much the same thing, right? And so we got everything off, and like I said, we go to put the new part in, and it's got this little C part in it. That's where the collar for the axle connects. Well, it didn't line up exactly like the other one lined up, and it was kind of like a space between it or whatever. So I'm like, man, listen, that's just the collar, that ain't no big thing. I ain't worried about it. I wouldn't do that if I was working on your car, but I needed it fixed. I was trying to go to work, I couldn't be taking off work, so I ended up taking off work anyway. So the next day, me and my mom, we go and drive, I want to take it for a test drive, and we was gonna go take care of a few things, got something to eat and whatnot. And when we was about to get back in the car, I just went over to check it, and I was leaking transmission fluid everywhere. Like, it was a lot. And so I was like, man. So I got it back to the house, looked under there. Well, that sleeve for the axle had slid away from the transmission, and that's why it was the little collar, and that's why it was leaking. So taking shortcuts, right? So anyways, man, it was a job to do by myself. My dad was still at work, and so got everything going, and I almost had it off by the time he got home, but right when he got home, I had like one more bolt. Got it off, and we figured out, we made it work. We attached it, we used some washers and bolts and stuff, and we got it to work, right? So why am I telling you a story about that? Number one, it was an ordeal. Number two is, sometimes in life, that's my little analogy, right? You're gonna receive the things in life you need, but it may not come exactly the way you thought it was gonna be, right? So you have two options at that point. You can send it back or send it away from you. If it's a person that is supposed to be in your life, but they're not who you wanted it to be, or they don't have the personality that you feel like that person needs to be in your life. So you send it away, you get rid of it. Or the other thing is, and you wait for something that may never come. Or the other thing is that you try to make it work, and you see if it's going to benefit you, or it's going to, set you back, or if it's going to, not benefit you, basically. And so for me, I feel like a lot of time, for me especially, because most things in life for me doesn't come the way I expected. So really, most of the time I don't really have expectations. So, you know, I decide that in life, I'm gonna take the things that come to me and I'm gonna see if they work, right? I'm gonna try to do my best to try it out at least, you know what I mean? And see if it works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You just move to the next. But if you put in the work and everything and you tried your best to make it work and it didn't work, well, oh well, right? It's no big deal. So for you and for me, you know, I just want you to not give up on something just because it didn't come in the package that you thought it would. It isn't the expectation that you thought it was, right? So, and that's with anything, with any results of things that you're doing, or the people that come in your life, or the occupation that you decide to, you know, go to. Like sometimes, like some people, like you say, you look down on somebody that might work at the dollar store or at McDonald's or something like that, right? Like we think I'd never work at McDonald's. Like I'm not saying that, but a lot of people say like that's a, you know, loser job or a high school kid or something like that. And you see older people, and man, sometimes when those people work there long enough, they end up being the general manager over, you know, 10 different stores or something like that, and they making more money than you probably could imagine making at your job or whatever. So some things are, you know, meant to be. They might get into that job and like it, or it's convenient for them, and sometimes it's not. But you don't know unless you give it a try. You have to take the opportunities that are afforded to you. And so that's my message for you today, that sometimes things aren't exactly what you may have wished for, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth it. So you guys have a great day. Hope you like my video, share it and subscribe, and I'll see you later.